All right, for section 1.1, we are talking about order of operations, and you've probably seen this before, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to reiterate it. So there is an acronym. I used to remember it as Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. I've heard a few different ones, PEMDAS, whatever. This is what it means. So this is the order you're supposed to solve expressions. So always parentheses are first, okay? And it could be a parenthesis or a bracket. You treat them the same. Then you do the exponents. And then you do multiplication or division. So that's the big thing. People get wrong because they think it's multiplication first every single time. It doesn't matter which multiplication or division. You have to do it in order from left to right. And then the same thing, addition or subtraction, also done in order from left to right. Okay, so on these that we're going to do on these notes, you can use a calculator. So it depends on your calculator skills, how good you are at typing it in. Sometimes they get a little crazy, as you can see down below on the challenge problem. So I'm going to kind of work it out by hand and also with the calculator. Okay, the first one is easy. It's just straight up. You could type in your calculator 3 parentheses 4 minus 8 parentheses, then hit enter, and you get negative 12. Okay, if you were doing it the order of operations way, you would do it as do what's inside the parentheses first, 4 minus 8, and that gives you negative 4. And then anytime you have a number right next to a parenthesis, that means to multiply. So we're going to do 3 times negative 4, which is negative 12. So doesn't matter. Either way, you're going to get the same answer. Let's do this one. Let's go ahead and just, for this class, I want you to just get used to typing in the calculator. So pause the video, actually type it in your calculator so you can make sure you know how to do it. So go ahead and do that now. You didn't pause it, did you? I'm just kidding. Okay, so once you type all of that in, you should get 21 is what I'm getting. Okay? All right, now it's getting a little crazy. So I should have, hold on this one, you're probably looking for the second power. If you are using one of my calculators, it is right just to the left of the 7 button. Okay, the next one, there's a lot going on. Let me ask you, what does this part right here mean? 16 over 2. Well, that means division. Okay, so that's what you're doing there. Another thing to note, this right here, sometimes people don't remember how to type this in your calculator. There is it's called a caret button. It looks like a little up arrow, and it's right above that x squared that you just used. And so when you would type this in, you would type it in as 3 caret 3. Okay? All right, so now I think we should be able to type all of this in all at once, and it should give you the answer. So go ahead and try that now. And I am getting negative 249. So if you're not getting negative 249, either go back and try it again or raise your hand and I'll come over and figure out which part you're messing up on. Okay, so now here is one that I am not going to type in my calculator all at once because it can be tricky. With all these parentheses and all this stuff going on, I'm going to treat it as 2 different pieces. Okay, so this is just one giant division problem. So I'm going to do the top part first, and then I'll do the bottom part, and then I'm going to divide them. So on the top part, you'll type in your calculator, 3 minus 8, of course, close parentheses, and you must have the parentheses, otherwise it'll be wrong. And then you're going to we want to raise that to the 4th power, so then you're going to do caret 4. And I'm getting 625. Okay, let's do the bottom part. So you need to have parentheses 2 plus 3, open another set of parentheses, and then put a -1 in. Close those parentheses, and then close the first set of parentheses. Then do to the second power. Okay, I am getting 5. All right, now that we've done the hard part, now it's the easy part. We're just going to do the division. So 625 divided by 5 gives you 125. And that is your answer. All right, next one. So this one, it's actually a little bit easier than the last one. So it's parentheses. And remember, when you write it 15/3, that's how you write division. So it'll be 15 divided by 3 in your calculator. Must be in parentheses. Then we'll square that, plus 1. I believe you get 26 as your answer. All right, this crazy one, last one. Challenge. If you want, pause the video, try it yourself, see if we can get the same answer. All right, so I'm gonna break this up into, let's do 3 pieces. So I'm gonna do this section first, then this, maybe 4 pieces. This section, then this section, and then I'll do this all at once. Okay, it's kind of crazy, but that's all right. So it's 4 parentheses, 5 minus 2 squared. That's the yellow part. And I'm getting 36 plus, and now I'm going to do the green part. So 2 squared plus 1 to the third. I'm getting 125. Okay, let's go ahead and do that denominator, the blue part. Type that in your calculator. 5 parentheses, 1 minus 3. I believe you get -10. And then the last part, 2 parentheses, 1 minus 6 should also be -10, I believe. Yeah. Okay, and then there's a plus sign in between. All right, so here's the reason I did not type this all in at once is because whenever you start, if this middle section hadn't been in there, I think we would have been just fine and been able to type it in. But anytime you get a giant fraction with multiple things happening in that fraction, if you don't type it in exactly right, your calculator can freak out and it doesn't like it. So just be careful of that. Okay, and so now I'm gonna type all of that into my calculator and I'm getting a decimal, which is fine. It gives me 13.5. So double check that you got the same thing. And then that is it, I believe. Yep, that's it for section 1.1. Thanks for watching.